the hood champion, boxing is sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like and subscribe. And excuse me, I've lost my damn voice out here coaching my son's soccer. Uh, Shouting at them kids, man. I lost my damn voice, but we're going to keep the party going. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. And become a member to the channel and leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Look, man, Conor Benn has to land early on Eubank Jr. He's got to land early. Excuse me. If he doesn't land early, I don't know what Conor Benn is going to do. So for Eubank Jr., in my opinion, there's a couple of things that need to happen here in this fight for both of these guys. But Eubank Jr., weight drained, dehydrated, he's going to have to keep his hands up. No matter at what level you're boxing at, you got to keep your hands up. But he can't just rely on his hands in a high guard for his defense all the time. This is where I think it's going to get interesting because, you just can't get far in boxing with a high guard. You got to use your feet. And when you're coming into the ring, although Eubank Jr. is a seasoned pro, you can't come in there dehydrated and expect to just catch all of Conor Benn's power shots on your gloves and not expect that to weaken you, okay? In addition to that, if you come in there with your high guard just looking to catch punches, you can't punch back. Now, I haven't seen Eubank Jr. be the kind of guy to catch and shoot, catch and counter. I know he can do it, but, he's not really, I've never really seen him do that when he's had somebody really step to him and let their hands go the way Conor Benn plans on doing. But he can't afford to get caught up being in a defense mode. He's going to have to figure out a way to do more than just try to block punches. And if you're not punching and your opponent's punching, more than likely you're going to lose the fight. Even if he's not hurting you. They have something that's happening in boxing today. It's called being outthrown. If a fighter is outthrowing you, not outlanding, outthrowing you, you've seen some of those fighters go on to get victories. Particular, Conceição, Shaky Foster, one that comes to mind. Bernabiev and Brawl in the first fight. You just saw one guy come in there letting his hands go. Not that anything significant was landing, but he outthrew him and he got the victory. So that's something that Eubank Jr.'s got to be very careful on because Conor Benn is looking to let his hands go. But I will say this, right? Conor Benn, no matter how much of a tough guy he wants to portray, I'm Nigel Benn's son. I'm going to break Eubank Jr.'s skull. And all of that bullshit, man. He can't afford to come in there, getting reckless. He's going to have to control his ego, okay? Because you come in there looking to just, from the start of the first round, all gas, no brakes, on a guy like Eubank Jr. These could go bad really quick. And you've seen that happen with these stupid egos, with a lot of these boxers. They get in there and want to be super macho. And those big balls of theirs that they're trying to show ends up in them getting a big knockout and looking stupid. So I get the trash talking from Conor Benn. He's all too eager to engage in some kind of confrontation. But I tell you what, he's been thinking so much about what he wants to dish out offensively. I don't think he's realizing there's a good chance Conor Benn leaves himself vulnerable in the process, okay? And when we're talking about landing good shots, I just think if anyone's going to land a really, really good shot that's going to land cleanly, I think it'll be Eubank Jr. because he has a 5-inch reach advantage. And let me tell you this. Conor Benn can come in there and be as eager as he wants to try to finish off Eubank Jr. Even if he hits him and he hurts him, Conor Benn will leave himself open in the process, people. And if he leaves himself open in the process and you let that crowd get involved and start hyping him up, you get over aggressive and the fight can be over before you know it, with you on your ass looking up trying to wonder what happened after the referee finally counts your ass out. It is not a joke, man. This thing about getting the brawler to understand the importance on when they should box, when they should brawl, when they should not box, and when they should not brawl. And for Conor Benn, it just, when I listen to him, it just sounds to me like he refuses. He's not gonna come in there and try to box. He doesn't want anyone to see him as a boring fighter. He wants to be seen as a ballsy fighter, as a brave fighter, and he's coming in to let his hands go. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't want to lull the fans to sleep, and he wants to just lay it all out there and win in a spectacular fashion. And I tell you what, I'm just curious to know what Eddie Hearn has to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you love the fight, you love the fight. But I'm sure Eddie Hearn doesn't want him to lose. But Eddie Hearn gets paid. Some people say Eddie Hearn doesn't care. He's cashing out Conor Benn. I don't know. I think Eddie Hearn kind of cares about Conor Benn. But I also think Eddie Hearn knows that Conor Benn is in a serious fight. It's a tough fight. And you got to be careful because Conor Benn can get himself hurt in there. Attacking with full power, full aggression, not thinking about what's coming back at you. That's just not smart boxing. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to land early on Eubank Jr., put Eubank Jr. in the defensive. But I just think, you know what, if you want to do that, cool. But wait for your moments. Don't rush things. And the right moments will present themselves if you train properly. But when you start forcing shots, let me tell you, man, all that trying to shred your opponent apart, like Conor Benn wants to do to Eubank Jr., shit can backfire very, very loudly. And I can see that happening for sure. So I want to see if Conor Benn's going to try to feint with the jab, foot feints, change levels, try to shift Eubank Jr., get him out of position, set traps. If Conor Benn's going to advance with the lead foot forward and bring the back foot, or if he's going to bring the back foot first, then step with the lead foot forward to get the deception that he's out of range, then all of a sudden he's in range. I want to see what he's going to do. Because I think Conor Benn's going to, again, he says he's going to be coming at him, so he can't be lazy. But how's he going to use his jab? How's he going to make up for that 5-inch reach disadvantage that he has? You know, because he can't come in there and be predictable, which is what could end up happening if he just comes in there like a bull in a china shop. Bad things are going to happen. So use the feints. Set the emotion aside. Box. Don't brawl all the time. Circle away from the Eubank Jr. power hand. And he's got to move his head. Conor Benn's got to move his head. And I think he'll have a much better chance of success. But we'll see what happens, because one part of boxing in this event is I just need to know you can't really strengthen your chin, but you can strengthen your neck. And for Eubank Jr., I wonder what he's done to help strengthen that neck of his, because of him being dehydrated and not being allowed to fully rehydrate. I'd have to suspect that he's not going to be 100% inside that ring. So strengthening his neck and keeping that chin tucked, I just think that's going to pay dividends in that fight, because his chin's going to get tested. at some point, I think Conor Benn's going to land on him. And I just think the more his neck is tucked, that chin is tucked, the more exercise he's done to strengthen up that neck, I think the less leverage that punches will have on Eubank Jr. But anyway, let's see how the fight goes. You know, I would say that Eubank Jr. has the better set of eyes just because of his experience and the level he's fought at. And he knows what to look out for. But if you don't know what to look out for, like I'm going to say Conor Benn doesn't know, then you don't know when to expect those shots coming at you. Shit, you won't see them coming. So as a result, you won't be able to defend against it. And the punch that you don't see is the punch that does the most damage. So hopefully they worked on their eyes, and maybe in the mid work they could have done some slow sparring and some slow mid work, just to work on their hand-eye coordination and seeing things and developing their ring awareness and IQ, because they're gonna need it. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Very, very interesting fight. But Conor Benn's going to have to me, for him to have a chance, the first 4 rounds, he's going to have to hit Eubank Jr. with something to get respect, to hurt him. Because if not, Eubank Jr. is going to get into a rhythm, and he's just going to outbox him. And I think he'll stop him down the stretch. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.